Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTubers, diecast collectors. It is me, the J-Man63. Today, I have a little review for you guys here of a really cool model. This specifically being Harrison Ford's Chevy from American Graffiti, and I'm almost sad to get some fingerprints on this thing because it's such a nice model, and we're going to go over some of the features of how nice this piece is and a few of the accoutrements that they did to make this model authentic to the movie. First off, starting out here, we have a nice black washed grille, which ertl isn't usually known for doing that on their models. Up front, we have GLD 264, which would be Harrison Ford's plate. And of course, the coupe had the THX one, which we're all familiar with, THX surround sound. And this movie was very captivating for a lot of audiences to go see. I like this movie a lot. And this is supposed to be a gasser, of course. There are gassers that have much higher stance in the front. But all things considered, this has got a very cool looking front end. The model is very well done. They've done a very good job replicating the black paint job. You even see there's a little skull in the rear view, which adds a nice little touch. You have Harrison Ford's skull sitting right there. My arm is kind of hurting, so I'm going to switch arms for just 1 second so I do not drop this car. That would really suck. You can see the rear taillights here are replicated pretty well. They have lensing out back. ertl does a pretty good job with their 55 in my opinion. You can see they got the rear axle underneath of there. We'll go on to that in a minute. And then you can see on this side here, this actually has the I think this has the pie crust wheels on it. And as we all know, this is the car that rolls over in the movie and crashes in a big fiery wreck. So, interesting note. We're going to show the motor off first. The interesting part about this front end here is kind of in the way it kind of lifts off. It doesn't just have the normal stock hinge. It kind of tilts up if I can get it to actually cooperate with me. It actually kind of pulls forward, and then you can tilt it up. And the way it does that is it's got kind of a two-part hinge in it. There we go. Discord just blew up. I think it has this sort of hinging system on it to where it will pull forward and then it'll pull up. Of course, you have to be careful with older models like this. I don't want to break this car, and that would really suck because this is an expensive model as they come. I can't get the hinge to actually operate. Hold on. I think it has a two-part hinge on it that actually... Oh, wait. Here we go. Hold on. I'm trying to get it open. There we are. Finally got her open. Okay, so see, there's the engine with the dual tunnel rams. Now, is this authentic? Have I seen, the valve heads are pretty authentic to the model. The front end has actually got a very solid hinge on it. It will stay like that. What disappoints me, not the model, this model, but the Bigfoot hinge on the Bigfoot is so loose, and you see how tight this is. Maybe that's because it's a bigger piece of metal that the Bigfoot hinge is supporting, but this is just so well made and robust that the hinge is just so good on this ertl edition model. For some whatever reason, this model has a pretty good hinging system on the hood where you just sort of close it and then it slides back, which is this is actually a really cool feature on this model. Actually, that's one of the coolest things I gotta say. That is one of the little quirks about this little model here, is just that they did such a good job with this tilting front end style that it's just so well done that it just sticks in place right there where you put it, and it slides back, and it's not just going to come loose on you, which is a really nice feature of this model. All right, so now I guess we can get on to the interior portion of this car. If I can get Harrison's door open here. And inside you can see we've got some nicely done sail panels with the window crank there. And on the inside here you can see it looks like they have the dashboard pretty well done. You even have the column shift this car came with. If you read up on the history of this car, there were different cars used for different parts of this movie, interestingly enough. I'm not sure what version this car is meant to represent from the movie. Then again, there are a few imperfections, I might add. Some of the chrome has faded a little over the years, but that's mainly just because of the age of this model. Some of the chrome's faded up, could use maybe a little polishing, but some of the chrome has faded a little. And interior is pretty nice. I don't think there's any flocking or anything on this, so I wouldn't be expecting anything like flocking. As you can see, the front wheels do turn with the steering wheel, which is a pretty cool feature, and it's solid steering. It doesn't make squeaks or rattles. It doesn't drive me crazy, so that's nice. It doesn't steer with a terrible sound, and the hinges are pretty solid. You got to be careful the way I close this, because these ertl hinges are known for kind of rotting, unfortunately. You have to be careful when you close these doors, because you never know what might get in the way of closing doors on a something-year-old model. And I just want to open these once and be done with this review. All right, so here's the other side of the interior. Pretty cool. So I think they have, I wanted to open these doors once and kind of be done, but I think they have a manual trans in this thing, and let me see if they've actually included the correct pedal assembly. Yeah, they included 3 pedals in this model. That's nice to see. All right, and see in the back here you have your hoop roll bar, which goes through, and then this is the trunk. Now I think this is the part that used to be the 2-lane blacktop car, if you look up the history of this vehicle. Now let's look at the undercarriage, and of course you have your glass packs with your mufflers. And ertl did not color anything underneath of this. Of course, I still like when they use separate pieces for the underside of these cars. That means that they went to some effort to make the underside of this actually look pretty decent. This is a pretty cool model. So in all, what does the score on the J-Rod meter? I'm going to say I give this model a solid 10, 10 and 9, or a 10, something like that. This is actually a pretty decent piece. If you're going to get one, I recommend you get one now before the actors are gone, and get one now while this model is only fetching $50–$60. I managed to pick two of them up for the price I wanted, so I recommend you get one of these pretty quickly. It's a pretty cool piece. Like I said, it's got some really nice details about it. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this car. It is me, the J-Man63. I'm going to let you guys go. Y'all have a good one. See you later. And where were you in 62? Alright, see you guys. Bye.